Hi guys, my name's Faye Hollands from OutshineConsulting.com, and today I'm going to give you some harsh advice that I've really taken on board that's helped me get ahead in my career. But before I go on, I just want to introduce you to my dog Zach, who's just laying down here. It's very cold in Sydney today and Zach's very comfy in my home office, so I thought I'd bring him into the picture and let you meet him for the first time. Okay, so what's this advice I've got to share with you today? This is particularly important if you want to get promoted, land yourself a new job, get a pay rise. Also, if you want to build a business or get more clients if you're in a sales role, for example. Now, whether you like it or not, people don't care about how great you are, why you should get paid more, why you should get promoted. What they really care about is what's in it for them. And if you fail to cover off that really important point when you're promoting yourself, you run the risk of really chasing after goals that you'll probably end up losing or missing out on. So I've got some advice for you today on how you can actually go about making sure that you don't fall into that trap. Now, first and foremost, I just want to say when I talk about people being purely interested in what's in it for them, obviously not everybody is so self-centered, but when it comes to business, if you really want to get ahead, you need to really take that blanket approach and imagine that everybody, all they're worried about is what's in it for them. Because when you switch the way you market yourself to thinking about other people's needs, you promote yourself very differently, and that can have a really big impact on the results that you get. And it doesn't matter whether you are, writing a CV, going on interview, you're already employed in a job and you just want to get even better at it, or you're building a business or want to secure more clients. The concept of marketing yourself across all of those areas is exactly the same. So, as great as your achievements might be, your level of commitment, your desire to get ahead, you'd hope that you'd be recognised for all of those merits, but human nature really dictates that, we're programmed to pay more attention when someone tells us they can solve a problem for us. So you really want to address, when you're marketing to people and communicating with them, how you can solve a problem for them rather than talking about your own needs and requirements. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to situations like applying for jobs or sitting in performance reviews, what many people do is they fall foul of the approach that I'm talking about, and they end up spending far too much time talking about what they want. So they'll talk about why they want to stay in the company, why they want to get promoted, or why they want that job, or why they want that career path. And I hear it time and time again in interviews, in examples of people that have been in interview, and also working with line managers and business owners. People tend to start talking about themselves because that's what people like to do. So for example, if you're sitting in a performance review and you're reeling off lists of additional responsibilities that you've taken on throughout the year, that's great that you've done that, but it doesn't have the same impact as telling your boss why, if you were allowed to be promoted, how that would help solve a problem within your boss's team or help to make your company more money or save money, for example. So the fact is that the actions required in both of those scenarios may be exactly the same, but the way that you address and communicate that message is very different. So in the first case, it's all about you. It's all about why you want to be promoted and why you should get that promotion. But the second scenario is all about the client or your boss and the company. And that's what you need to focus on. Another area where I see people fall into this trap time and time again is when they're writing their resume. So they talk about why they want to work for a particular company and why they want to go down a particular career path. But the fact is that if an employer is hiring, they have a problem. They need additional staff for one reason or another. And it might be, a really positive reason that they're growing, or it might be what they feel is more of a negative reason that someone's resigned and they're under a lot of stress at the moment because they don't have enough staff. But whatever the problem is, you need to address that in the way that you communicate with them. Because by doing that, you'll be one step ahead of your peers, because most of your peers are probably too busy rattling on about why they want the job to really think about why that person's actually reading their CV in the first place. And also starting your resume with a career objective, which is all about you, is very much a faux pas. At this point, when someone's reading your resume, you want to grab their attention. You don't want to bore them to death about what you want, because at that point in time, they need to find somebody to interview and hire that's going to solve a problem for them. And their first, most common objective is not about what career path you want. So when you really fine tune your thinking and approach all of your marketing efforts in this way, what you'll do is really grab attention. People are going to tune into what you've got to say. They're going to want to hear more about what you've got to say. And that's a really good place to be in. You're talking about them, and people like to be talked about, and people like to be felt like they're considered and that you understand the problems they're going through. And there's always going to be a time for you to deal with what you want. And definitely the conversation can be win-win for both parties, but it's about picking the appropriate time to discuss what you want and not going headfirst into that conversation talking about you. Think about them, the problem that you can solve, how you can add value, or how you can make or save money for that company, and you will grab that attention far more than lots of other people that are competing against you will do at that time. So I hope that's been useful. Please visit my blog, have a look at the article, some harsh advice that helped me get ahead. You can post your comments there, or also you can send me an email to fayehollands@outshineconsulting.com. If you've got any questions or comments, it would be a pleasure to hear from you. But until the next time, have a great day and really look after your career. Bye-bye.